Today we're talking about portfolios and why you should make one. Hey, I'm Isaac Schanno Johnson. If you don't know me, I'm a musician, composer, producer, and I make videos about all that fun stuff, music composition, music production. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to see videos like this in the future. So one of the things I wish that I had done earlier is make a portfolio. It's something that I did while at Berklee because it's a requirement for both of my majors, film scoring and composition. You have to make a portfolio for both of them. You have to make a portfolio of composed music for the composition portfolio, right? Concert pieces. And then for the film scoring program, you also have to make a portfolio of pieces. I guess it's like rescores that you've done, right? Like clips, a reel, basically a demo reel of clips that you have written music to. But I never really made a portfolio of performance work and of performances that I have done. I've never really made a portfolio of that while I was at Berklee. And a lot of the gigs that I've had since graduating have been not performances themselves, but performance like focused. So I've directed choirs, I've recorded guitar for short films, I've taught a whole bunch of different types of classes: piano, guitar, ukulele, vocals, choirs, whatever. I've taught a whole bunch of different classes, orchestra classes too, and many of those they've asked for performances that I've done, right? Even for something like teaching private piano lessons, they'll ask often, employers, wherever you're applying to work as a piano teacher, they'll often ask for performance samples. And I mean, I've done other stuff, like I've written music for short films or for indie games and stuff like that, but I had portfolios for those, but I never really had a portfolio for performance stuff. But I think it's very important to do this because I think it can be really useful and really empowering, right? It can give you a lot of confidence to be able to say, oh yes, here is a series of things that I've done. Here is a series of recordings of me on whatever instrument. Here's a series of work that I've produced, right? Here is some stuff that I've done. I think you should make one sort of as soon as you can if you want to be doing it as more than just a hobby, right? If you want to be doing something musical as more than just a hobby, creating a portfolio pretty early on is super useful. It doesn't have to be fancy, right? It can just be you pull out your phone, record yourself playing piano, right? That can be the portfolio if you want it to be. The microphone on a phone is not going to be great. It's not going to be studio quality, but you can pretty cheaply get a mobile microphone if you want to record like that. For example, this microphone right here, not endorsed by Rode, but would love to be. But this microphone, it's the VideoMic Go 2, and it's, about $100. You can get a mount for your phone for a tripod for maybe $15, and then you can get a mobile small tripod like this for maybe another $15. So total, it's still, less than $200. Not super affordable, but definitely more affordable than buying, one of these things and a camera and a tripod and some lights. Definitely more affordable than buying a set of studio monitors and a interface and recording yourself like that. Definitely more affordable than stuff like that. So it could be something that simple, but whenever you have a finished version of something, record it, add it to your portfolio. I have done this. I've literally gotten jobs because I have recorded some videos of me playing piano and put them on YouTube. There have been times where I've gotten a job as, it's a piano teacher gig, so not the fanciest gig in the world, but I've gotten piano teacher gigs because they asked me for a sample of my piano playing, and I sent them the video of me playing If I Can't Love Her from Beauty and the Beast. I'll link that video so that you can hear me playing piano for it. Or I think I've also used the Go to the Distance video that I recorded. Go check that one out too. I have actually used both of those. It's not just a shameless plug to go listen to me play piano, but just having those two videos, those are sort of higher quality recordings. I recorded my piano directly for those from the direct into my audio interface, and then I added compression, extra reverb, EQ, stuff like that to make it even more sort of like an actual recording of a grand piano. But those are videos of me playing on my keyboard. Now, not the most expensive keyboard in the world. It's a Yamaha P115 or something, 145. I don't know. It's not super, super expensive as a keyboard. But the point is, those videos are part of my performance portfolio now on piano, even though I have actual videos of myself playing entire musicals on piano, like playing The Little Mermaid all the way through, or Beauty and the Beast all the way through, or Alice in Wonderland, or Grease, or High School Musical, or whatever. I've played 8-9 musicals on piano, and I have videos. There are recordings of them somewhere. But when someone asked me for a recording of my piano playing, that was the most recent thing that I had, and it was the easiest to send to somebody. The clips from those other things are larger files, and I don't even know where they are anymore, but it was just easier to send a recording of me playing that song from Beauty and the Beast. So that's why I think it's useful to have a portfolio. Not so that you can just show everybody you're playing or your music or how great you are, right? That's not the point. The point is to have it when you need it, because when you need it, you want to have it available. When you need it, you don't want to have to scramble to put together a portfolio. Just put it together ahead of time. It might only take a day to get everything. Maybe it's just a Google Doc of links. That's fine. It can be a website if you want to do that, right? www.musicbyisj.com, right? It can be a website if you want it to be. It could also just be a YouTube channel, or it could be a Google Doc with a bunch of links, right? Or it could be just links that you choose to send people. But whatever it is, you want to have it put together so that you can sort of show people when you need to. So some free places that you can use as portfolios are things like Bandcamp and SoundCloud and YouTube. Three of those are great places to use as a portfolio when you don't want to spend money to host an entire website and you don't want to spend the time to create and design an entire website. SoundCloud especially, great place for audio files to show off whatever music, if it's music you've written or music that you have worked on or contributed to. Make it private if it's that you don't want to get into any, copyright stuff with the people that you wrote music with. But same with Bandcamp. If it's music that you wrote original, put it on Bandcamp. Same with YouTube. If it's performances, if it's videos, just having it there in one place, somebody can find it and you can send it to somebody if they want to see a portfolio of yours. If you really want to do it in a cheap way, you could use Google Drive. Honestly, if you have videos, just throw them up on Google Drive. I have definitely sent Google Drive links when either applying for jobs or when someone has asked me to do something and they wanted to see a sample of work that I've done. I've definitely used Google Drive. Google Drive can be great for videos that should be private, or videos that you don't want to post publicly, or you don't want to host publicly, right? You can host them sort of on this private place, send them, delete them if you want, right? The reason I think that this is useful and is something that you should do soon and ahead of time is, one, you don't know when someone's going to need it, when you're going to need it, and someone's going to ask for it. And two, you want to be ready for that time. It removes a step. If someone says, hey, they email you and they're like, hey, I need a piano player for a gig. Can you send me a video of you playing, rock music on piano? You want to have that video ready, right? Or if they're like, send me a video of you playing something on piano, you want to have a video ready to be like, show off your playing, to say like, here, yeah, I can do that. Same thing with, music that you've written. If someone's like, hey, I need somebody to write this music for a commercial, can you send me some of your music? Yeah, you want to have music ready to send. You don't want to have to scramble and put it all together and then send it to them, right? You want to be ready for when you need it. You'll look much better, much more professional if when someone asks for a portfolio, you have one ready, even if the music and everything doesn't fit what they need, then scrambling to put something together and then it doesn't look as professional afterwards. When you can just be like, yep, here it's right up on this Google Drive, it's on this YouTube channel, it's on this website, you can find all my stuff on my Facebook page, whatever it is, having that ready and like looking like you have put it together, more than 5 minutes ahead of time, it'll just give you a more professional sort of like air about you when you're showing people your portfolio. Quick note about portfolio stuff. If somebody asks and they ask for something specific that is not part of your portfolio, you can, if you want to, create something specifically for that, like spec work is what people call it, and then send it to them if you want to. I have a lot of thoughts on that. That's way too big of a topic for this one video, but that is something you could do. It is a possibility if you want to have something specifically designed for that gig. A quick little story about portfolios and stuff like that. I have literally had interviews where, I applied for some job or tried to get some gig, and the person called me, and one of the first things they said was, hey, I saw your resume, I found your website, I looked you up, I found your YouTube channel, I found your Bandcamp, and you really reminded me of somebody else that used to do this that was really good. I've had that happen, I think, at least twice, where somebody has mentioned that they looked me up and they found the other stuff that I do that's not necessarily related to that specific gig, but it is extra musical work and extra work that I have done that represents sort of what I know about music, what I can do with music, what I can play with music, and all of that stuff. And it has, helped me get some pretty good jobs, having all of that stuff together and in a place where somebody can find it. Those people that interviewed me, I'm sure they would have interviewed me regardless of me having this other stuff. But that stuff did set me apart, given that they mentioned in the phone call or in the interview, hey, I found this other stuff that you're doing. It looks really cool. It looks sort of related to something that somebody else that used to work here did, right? It set me apart from these other people. Having all of this portfolio work, having a website, having my music on the website, having music on Bandcamp, Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, whatever, having my music out in these other places helped this person sort of notice my application more than the other people. If you don't have a portfolio, I highly recommend you go make a portfolio in some form, get the stuff that you've played together, put it somewhere, and have it in one place that you know where it is and you can send people to it, or you can send it to other people. It's a super useful thing to do ahead of time because you want to have it when you need it. You don't want to have to put it together when someone asks for it. You just want to be able to send whatever portfolio you have to the person that's asking. All right, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. I hope you learned something about music. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.